Blutbart.
Hello and welcome back to another behind the scenes toy photography video. This week I'll show you how to use custom Photoshop brushes. I call this shot, Fight Them for Real. I'll also show you my editing process. For this shot I used Cassian Andor, K2SO and some Stormtroopers from Hasbro's Star Wars The Black series. We are now halfway through Season 2 of Andor and I am absolutely loving it. In anticipation of Cassian meeting K2SO in the second half of the season, I thought I'd make a scene of them taking out some Imperials. I began by placing my floor surface, which I made by adhering some grip tape to a laminate shelf. After that, I positioned my main subjects front and center. I used a medium-sized aperture to create some shallow depth of field, blurring the edges around the Stormtrooper. Using some cinder blocks, I created an urban walkway spacing them out so that I could illuminate the empty parts in between later on. I then popped in my background characters. I balanced them carefully against the cinder blocks, allowing K2 to hold the trooper up by his neck without having to use a figure stand. To fill in the scene, I added a few 3D printed boxes and crates. Lastly, I placed two small spotlights in between my blocks and placed a medium-sized panel light in front to create my red blaster glow. Here's my starting image. I kept this edit quick and simple. After combining my two exposures with a layer mask, I used the healing brush tool to touch up my toys and the scenery. I also cropped the image before adding adjustment layers to slightly change the levels and color balance. Using some custom Photoshop brushes, I simply stamped in some sparks and a lens flare to make it more clear that Cassian was shooting the trooper. I also added some blur to the sparks and some inner and outer glow to the blaster flare. Once I was happy with the special effects, I used the dodge tool to lighten up my characters even more. Lastly, I added a custom vignette to darken up the corners on the left side. So once again, here's my starting image, and here's where I ended up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and check me out on Instagram. Thanks, and until next time.